How's it going, guys? So as we know, I've gotten like one Eastern box turtle this year, and that was Penny, and she's still in my group right now, obviously. But I just picked up two more Easterns, a male and a female. I don't really need another male, but I saw the female, and I was like, I just can't take her. I gotta take them both. So I'm gonna introduce you guys. I'm gonna show you how I introduce new box turtles into my existing group. So that's what you guys will see now. But I'm going to introduce you to the turtles at this very moment. All right, so Justin the party cat is sniffing them out right now. He gives him his seal of approval. Hey, what? All right, buddy. So here are the turtles right now. I'm going to pull them out one by one. First, we're going to look at the male. So here's the male. These are both Eastern box turtles. Pretty good looking male. Man, what is he? He's ripping up the chair. Hey, stop ripping the chair. All right, anyway, here's the male. So the story behind these guys is, from what I was told, they were rescue turtles, and whoever had them before the person that I got them from had them in, I believe, a glass tank for 9 months with no lights. So no UVB, no heat. If they had any light, it was from just the windows or maybe just a regular light bulb. So they aren't like in the absolute greatest condition when it comes to shell wise or just how they look. They're healthy turtles. It's just they haven't had that UVB light for so long. They've had it for, I believe, 3 months now. So you can see there's a missing scoop right there, just bone. That could be old wounds healed over an old scar. But the colors on them, you can definitely tell they haven't had UVB for a while because the colors are faded on their shell. So when you give them a nice bath, and after about a month to a month and a half of being outside, the colors will start popping again. As you can see on his head too, the colors are just a little dull. I mean, he definitely still has good colors. The colors just look a little dull. And I've seen this with quite a few box turtles that I've gotten. You remember Frostbite? He was almost white when I got him, and now he's turning orange. And that's just from better diet and being outside. So this is the male. I mean, he's a pretty good looking turtle, if you say so myself. Pretty handsome. There he is. And now we're going to move on to the female. A little smaller, but not much. And here she is. Now there's something I noticed about her that I'm going to have to keep an eye on. So here she is. I mean, she's still a gorgeous turtle. Very nice markings. Cute little head, very slender. I actually haven't seen a female turtle with this slender of a head before, which is pretty neat. But something I noticed, you see that lump on the side of her head right there? That is an ear abscess, or what's starting to be an ear abscess. I've dealt with 2 turtles with ear abscesses before, one box turtle and a tortoise. Basically what you do is you go in to the vet's office and they'll scoop it out. It's kind of like a cancer, kind of like that kind of idea where there's just a growth and they got to go in there and scoop it out. It's not that big of a deal, but this will happen because of poor water quality. So like dirty water, bad diet, which is what sounds like to me exactly what they had in the home before the person I got them from managed to get them. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that. It doesn't look too horrible. I've seen ones where it's absolutely terrible, like where abscesses on both sides of the head and can barely pull the head in. This one's just on one side, and it's not too terribly large. So I'm going to keep an eye on that for sure. And if it gets any bigger, we'll take her to the vet. I may just take her to the vet anyway just to get it scooped out. But we're going to see how she does outdoors first. The camera will focus. But she definitely is a good looking turtle. And you can definitely tell they haven't been outside for a while. You take a look at the bottom here. I'll try to get it in the sun. Take a look at the bottom, kind of where the marginal scoots are. That's faded, and it just looks dull. It just looks kind of almost stained in color. That's because of lack of light. So they'll be outside for a little bit, and they will start looking much better. Now we're going to go in. This is going to start the process of how I introduce new turtles to the group. What I'm going to do is, I've already looked them completely over, and they look healthy. They don't look sick. They don't have, watery noses or foggy eyes. They're active, they're eating, which is great. So I don't think that they're ill or transfer any illness. But what we're gonna do is you're gonna wash them off really well before adding them to the group, just to get off any kind of bacteria or anything that may have been in their enclosure. And then we'll go from there. So let's get to that. All right, so what we're gonna do is, I have a towel here and some water. We're gonna get the water going about room temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Sorry if the audio is different, I am in a small bathroom. But what I like to do is, I get a very light dish soap. I just put like a very small drop on my finger and rub it on their shell. So we're gonna go ahead and do the male now. So here's what he looks like before. All right. We're gonna see what it looks like after. Temperature's good. I just do a quick rinse first. And then I rub on his shell with my finger. And you can use a toothbrush or a cloth or something to do this with as well. But if I find these spots that don't feel like a normal shell, so like if it gets, I don't know, if it just feels like there's maybe some dirt or mud there, then I'll scrub that out a little more. Basically, you're just gonna run your finger across the turtle, or this is what I do anyway, just to get off any dirt or anything like that. And this doesn't hurt the turtle at all. Everything's fine. I mean, it doesn't like being flipped over a lot. You want to get the arms and the legs too, but it's not hurting anything. I mean, you wouldn't like it if someone was manhandling you, but you're not necessarily getting hurt. So you want to get, now it's kind of gross, but an important part you want to get is the cloaca, because sometimes a lot of debris will get stuck in there, so you want to kind of run your finger along that area just to get off any old substrate or anything like that. And it looks like, to me, his tail has been bit off, like at least at the end. So who knows what this turtle has been through. But you can see his shell looks much better. Especially the plastron. He's a wild boy, that's for sure. Alright, so now what we're going to do, just get a little drop. This is just to take off any bacteria. I mean, he's clean to the touch now. Just a little drop of soap on his shell. Nothing too crazy. Just going to rub it in. This doesn't hurt them. You know, I wouldn't put this on their skin or their eyes, but their shell, it's fine. Just going to wash the turtle off. Plastron as well. Just to get off any bacteria. And we'll rinse it off. And we're going to rinse it really well. Make sure to get 100% of the soap off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just going to get all the soap off, and let's move on to the female. Something I forgot to mention was I do dry them off. You don't have to, but I just like to, just because that's almost like you get to see the finished product. But I got this towel here, and you can get some of the debris off with the towel as well. I just run it across the shell and dry it off. I mean, that looks so much better. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Whole new turtle. The shell is dry now, so it's not like it's just looks that way because it's wet. It looks so much better. I do this. Oops, almost dropped him. With my outdoor turtles once or twice a year, just because it doesn't hurt them. But yeah, I mean, you want to get his limbs, his legs here, cloaca, and yeah, that's how you wash a turtle. I have no idea how much of that you actually saw, But I mean, you can tell it looks so much cleaner. Look at this. It doesn't have that weird fading on the back anymore. So that was probably just packed on dirt. The sun will definitely make all these colors pop. Looks like a whole new turtle. The plaster on as well. Brand new. Now the female I'm really excited about. The male I was excited about too, but let's jump on into the female. Okay, so here she is. Looks faded. Here's a before. You can see, kind of faded. Turbo had this fade too, and it came off over about 6 or 7 months of being outside. Alright, so let's jump into washing her up. Just gonna lightly put her under some water. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of debris coming off of her. Clean her up some. You can just rub your fingers all over. Plaster on the inside, her arms and everything. It's the same gist as the male, so we're just going to go ahead and jump to see how she looks afterwards. Alright, so she's all washed up. Here she is, with her shell still wet, and now we're going to dry her off so you get to see the finished product. Oh man, she's gorgeous. Her shell is really pretty. Look at that. Look at that. That is something. I don't have a female with that much shell pattern. That's a really, really nice turtle. But we're going to keep drying her off here. Drying off her plastron. I guess for the lack of like skin pattern she has, she makes up for shell pattern because she doesn't have a lot of pattern on her head or color on her head. She's pretty bland, but you know what? I don't care. Colors and stuff, I mean, it's definitely neat to have colorful turtles, but that's not the only thing I look at when it comes to animals. I mean, as long as it's a healthy animal, really that's all that I care about. But look at her. And here's an after. I know the lighting isn't the best in the bathroom, but I mean, she still has a little bit of the, you can see it's kind of like tainted there. So that'll come off over time. There she is. Let's go outside and see how they react to the enclosure. Alrighty guys, so here we are in the outdoor box turtle enclosure. Looking a lot better after trimming the grass, and a lot of the turtles are out basking in the sun. Bear is actually right behind me. He's interested to see what's going on. Got a Tiki and Turbo and Brooke, and I don't see anyone else. Oh, there's Penny right there. You can kind of see her. But man, what is that glare? The sun, man. All right, so here are the turtles. Now I just want to explain. I'm gonna set them down here first. We are gonna see how territorial this male is. All my males, so I have 6 males and 6 females, and that's including these 2. One of my females is a juvenile, so I do need to really be looking for another female. But 6 males, and all of them get along except for Tiki and Turbo. I don't know what their deal is, but all of my males get along except for Tiki and Turbo. Like even Tiki gets along with all the other males except for Turbo, and same with Turbo, but you know, vice versa. So we're gonna put them down. Now I'm gonna explain why I'm not quarantining them at this very moment. I need to get my mic cord out of the way. I'm sure you want to see that. So here we go. Who knows how long it's been since they've been outside. All right, so basically, whenever I get a turtle from a reptile show or a pet store or a rescue or anything like that, I always 100% of the time quarantine it before adding it to my group, at least for 3 days. I mean, that's the very, very minimum. Ideally, you want to do it for like 6 months, but I just can't do that. It's 6 months is a very long time. I'll look at him already exploring. I did find out the female's name is Tina, so we're gonna have to find a name for the guy, this dude here, but her name is Tina. So Tina and this male are gonna be added to the group. We're gonna see how all the other turtles react. This dude, I wanna know what he's gonna be like when he sees another male. So we'll find out. Tiki might have to put him in his place. But these guys, I know they were well taken care of. For the 9 months they were at the other place, it really wasn't a good scenario for them. But for the past 3 months, they've gotten much better care, much better diet. They've been getting UVB, so it's not like they were coming from, not having UVB for 9 months. So they are in much better shape than they have been for the past, year pretty much. So here she goes. So that's basically it. And since it is outside, it's not like things are going to spread like it would in an indoor enclosure. Every time it rains, things gets washed out. The weather and everything does help control the bacteria and everything in here. And it's not like an indoor enclosure where everything is trapped into one tank or one tortoise table. It is, pretty large outdoor enclosure, so things don't really spread as much. And these guys aren't sick, so if they come in contact with another box turtle, it's not like it's going to spread anything. They're very hardy animals. So you know what? Let's see what happens. We're gonna get Bear here. Bear, you ready to meet your new buddies? We're gonna set Bear down in front of this dude, see what he does. What's he gonna do? That's another male right there. That's 2 males. Is he gonna go over and pick a fight? He's definitely looking. He's like, who the heck is this guy? Oh. We might have another territorial male. Tiki and Turbo might have some competition. Bear is not interested at all in fighting whatsoever. He is a small little turtle. He's the smallest out of all the males, so he's gonna run away. But this dude here, we might have another territorial male. Now I do let my turtles combat per se. That's what they would do in the wild, and it always works out. Oh yeah. Another territorial male. So hear that, Tiki? Where's Tiki at? I don't know, he vanished. All right, Turbo, you gotta come over here and teach this guy a lesson. Or maybe he'll teach you a lesson, who knows? I'll look at him. He fell in the pond. Bear knows how to get out, but this dude doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. It's so fun to watch him just explore. But yeah, all the other turtles are doing great. I wanna know where everyone else is. What the heck? Where are they? So Turbo's right there. Brooke is right there. Penny is under this fern. She's right here. There's Bear, obviously. Just saw him. Look at this guy. He's like, what the heck? There's Tina looking around, looking over the pond. I did see Frostbite. You know what? Let's go take a look here real quick. We're gonna walk around. Okay. So Frostbite. Hey, look, there she is. He's running away. Here's Frostbite. Oh, look, there's Tiki too. Hey, Tiki. You might have some competition here. There he is. There's Frostbite too. And there's Brooke. But it's so interesting to see them interact because there's definitely like a hierarchy when it comes to them. Now, box turtles are not. Look, there's Turbo. He sees me, so he might follow me over here. You gonna follow me? He's one of the more personal turtles. But it's interesting because there's definitely a hierarchy. I mean, look at this guy. Look at that neck. That's so cool. There's definitely, like I've been trying to say, there's definitely a hierarchy when it comes to box turtles. They're not animals that normally live in groups, which is interesting that they would have a hierarchy. But there's definitely the dominant male. There's what I call the second dominant male, which, creative name, or like the co-dominant male. And the dominant male and the co-dominant male, they never get along, but they get along with the other males, which are just neutral. They don't really care about any other turtle. They may breed with some females every now and then, but it's usually the dominant and co-dominant males that have a problem. There goes Tina in the water. We're gonna see if they get a drink. And this water is filtered and it's got a pump and everything right there. So there they go. So they may freak out a little bit, but they'll get used to it. This guy is definitely very inquisitive. Look at him. There she goes. So I'm gonna sit out here for a while and just watch them, just see how they do with the other turtles. Oh, look, there's Mr. P over there, right there, underneath the board or the wood. But yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Updates on these guys will be out here shortly. If anything happens, I'll try to record it and show it to you guys. But they're the new turtles. So that means I'm bringing my group numbers up to 12. So I have a adult group of Easterns, of 12 Eastern box turtles. Not bad. Not bad at all. That definitely would be worth some money. I'm never gonna sell my Easterns because they're my favorite species. Don't tell anyone that, but like my other turtles, they don't know that. But like Eastern box turtles are like, they're like the best for me anyway. I love Easterns. So thanks for watching the video. Man, that's, you know what? Hold on, just give me one sec. I told you Turbo would come over. Look at him. He just wants to bite my fingers. I've been bit by Turbo before, and it was the worst bite I've ever had in my entire life. No joke. I know people laugh at that because it's just a box turtle, but it hurt bad, and it left a white mark on my hand for a few hours. Oh, he almost got me. My finger was in his mouth for a second. All right, so I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for just subscribing and commenting and liking, because I know that's what you're going to do because you loved this video, didn't you? Anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out my other videos, because why not? I've got quite a few videos about turtles and tortoises on there. I'm sure something will interest you. Big shout out to the person that I bought these from. I didn't catch your name, but I do want to just shout you out. Thanks again for trusting me with your turtles. They will get the best care possible. And what do you say, Turbo? Gonna sign off? All right, so thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Huge shout out to Jonah Bottle. I wouldn't have been able to get these turtles without him. He actually sent me the link of the post saying that these turtles were for sale. So thanks again, Jonah. I want you guys, the viewers, to go subscribe to him. I'll have his channel linked in the description below. So click on that top link, subscribe to Jonah Bottle, and tell him that Shut Reptile sent you. And I'll see you guys next time.